All right, everybody, and we are back for another episode of the Gaming Issue. And I can't say as always anymore because, as you all see from one of our previous episodes or episode we're about to post, that there are more people coming on and talking on the podcast than just myself and Laws. But as always, I'm Tay,
I'm Malachi.
and that's Malachi. Okay, so all right, everybody, man. So a lot has been going on in the gaming industry, as always. I feel like a lot is always going on. And
Eh,
we just recently we're coming off a down drift because we just knocked out some things at Afrotech, and we got to talk to a few of you guys' favorite game developers. I think we had a piece with us, so stay tuned because we had a piece with Riot Games, that they just dropped Arcane. They also had a collab with Finny Beauty. We also got to talk to Supercell. So if you guys are big fans
Supercell.
of that Clash of Clans, then boom, we got to talk to Supercell. We also had a little snippet with PlayStation. Um, Pokemon didn't really want to talk to us. Sadly, I don't know. They just
Yeah,
didn't
they
want to
trying to
talk to us.
handle they trying to handle that power
Yeah,
lawsuit.
they trying to handle that scandal. They trying to figure that out. But yeah, we got to talk to a lot of people and more. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be being released on some of our socials. But man, a lot going on. So we do have a few topics for you guys today, and we just gonna jump right in because we know you don't want to hear us just sit here and chit chat about nothing. You guys want to hear what the issues are. So let's see. First issue coming up. Man. Actually, we were just talking about something before we hopped on. So we're actually gonna continue that conversation while we are live. But we got to talk to an individual that works for the NBA PR. So we were able to speak to him on a few things, and according to him, that game that everybody loves so much that has everybody in a chokehold, NBA 2K, is going to be seeing some combat changes.
Mhm.
NBA
Allegedly.
2 NBA 2K, I wouldn't call it an issue per se because the issue doesn't affect every community. But I'd say for some of my brothers in the black community, 2K got these people in a chokehold because I done seen some crazy things done for some VC. I
Yeah.
done seen some crazy things done, and I done seen people play more virtual games than they go play actual pickup basketball. They'll play the whole season through, and you won't see your homie for months after a new 2K drop. He played the whole season from his rookie year all the way through his from his rookie year all the way to the championship.
They're
Straight
not
up.
playing. They're not playing at all.
Not playing at all. They are fighting wars to see who gets that 99 overall first. And I don't know. I don't know. Me personally, and I don't know about laws. I don't play 2K.
I don't. I don't play that shit.
I don't, I don't play NBA 2K. I like Madden. I'll play some Madden, but when it
Yeah,
comes to
man,
NBA
cool.
2K, I'll be like, damn, like, and I won't lie to you, I suck at it. So this is a biased opinion. Like I'm saying, like I get on 2K and I get slapped. So
Yeah.
just because I suck at it, and I used to play it back in 2016, I was a little better at 2K and I get it. But of course, 2K has gone through some dynamic changes since 2016. But now
Mhm.
when I've been trying to get into the recent ones within this decade, I'm like, I can't get into it.
Yeah.
I want to be hip. I want to be that guy. Back in high school, everybody had to play 2K. If you didn't play 2K, you wasn't cool. Oh, you didn't get that new 2K.
Yeah.
Oh, you weird. Like I was wasting money just to say I had it. Never even played it. Telling people,
Yeah,
yeah,
never played it.
I got a 98 overall, 98, 98, 97. In reality, I ain't had none of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Okay. So we are going to talk about one thing though. We're going to talk about
Oh God.
one major topic. So we're going to speak a little bit on the woke initiatives in gaming. Good or bad? Good or bad? There was a time in gaming where if it was like a create your own character type of game, it'd be something simple like there would be a lack thereof black hairstyles. You could only rock a fade. You could only rock a fade.
The
Like
Caesar, the Caesar, the Afro, and then maybe some cornrows,
yeah,
and
fade,
maybe some dreadlocks at
fade
most.
afro cornrows, and you were praying that they had some locks in that motherfucker. You were praying. And if they had like locks didn't really become a major thing until the Killmonger locks. And then every single game started putting the side swoop locks in that motherfucker. Like it
Yeah,
was
every game.
every game. and nobody was doing that. And it wasn't because you weren't asking for it, and it was just nobody was putting the spotlight on black hairstyles. I feel like up until then, and that's crazy because the Black Panther movie probably did everything did change after that when it came to gaming movies. People were like, okay, we can now really start throwing in some black hairstyles. And we all know we don't just rock a high top fade of some waves and a pro. Like we
Hmm.
don't just rock that. But yeah,
Yeah,
so now games are trying to be more inclusive. They're trying to add in more black hairstyles. They're trying to add in more black characters because there used to be a time where you go and play a game and you'd have one black character in the whole game and he wouldn't really even be black. He just look black. You'd be like some tan man, or they hit you with the yeah, he's from a faraway land. That's how it always went in every game. He's from a faraway land, very very far away. It's rare you see this type of person, but we all
yeah,
know that that's not how it is. So, in my personal opinion, I actually enjoy the woke initiative in games. I think that it was a long time coming because for I mean, as a people, we've been around forever. Everybody has been around for a very long time, and now I think that games are finally saying, okay, we can't build a world, especially
yeah.
one where it's either a historical depiction of our world or a future depiction of our world, without finally adding in like some people of color, adding in some people with a little bit of melanin, and it's cool because now you get to see yourself in games. And game that just came out, Dragon Age Velgard, they added in a black elf. His name was Davrin, and he
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah. Yeah, his name was Davern, and he was all tatted up with elvish tattoos, and then he had some short dreads on him, and he looked fresh. I give it
Yeah,
to him. He looked fresh. He looked fresh. The new Call of Duty game, one of their main characters, black male, like dude sitting here rocking a high top and some chains, and dude smooth. Like I see a lot of people hopping on COD choosing that as their operator. Like he isn't no funny from the time period that it's in. He's actually rocking the style that black people were rocking in that time period.
and Fortnite has a lot of black skins too that I've seen a lot of people make edits on and just appreciate. You can go on TikTok and see all of those. So for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
It was a long time coming, and
It's
don't
not a
don't get me
woke
wrong.
initiative to me. I don't think it's even woke. I think if you say, saying like a simple thing is like hairstyles being woke initiative, I feel like you're just sensitive.
Yeah,
Like you're
yeah.
that's like Mike, you about to hop on, some role playing game and you get angry by hairstyles. What? Like
Yeah, that
you
that's
be
that
alright.
the woke
You be alright.
initiative, and of course, then we also have to talk about the tidbits where they start adding in racial issues and things. In my opinion, if you're
Like
making a
what?
fictional game, I don't think that you should add in stuff that is happening in our realistic world and be like, yeah, so we're just gonna throw in some things about like real life racism.
Unless it's like Red Dead Redemption, I mean, I
Yeah,
would understand. But like if it's role playing, who gives a fuck? Like
yeah, if it was real, but even then, Red Dead Redemption is still a historical depiction of Earth. So it's like,
yeah, that's
yeah,
fine. That's fine. That's respect. Like that makes sense. But I'm
mhm,
saying like if we're in a fantasy world,
exactly.
who gives a fuck?
Who gives it? Like
Like
I hate when they build a fantasy world and say, "Hey, don't forget to add some racism towards the black people."
yeah, like
Wait,
like usually
why?
9 times out of 10 the racism in fantasy games are usually towards like ogres or whatever
Ogres,
the fuck.
orcs,
And
elves, like
yeah,
like
shit like
you
that.
throw it in there. Like that's when I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like now we can throw that in there because it's fantasy,
Yeah,
and then we're just nowadays we do have to discuss these issues because it seems as though like these are things that we're trying to, I guess, modernize the world where of course myself and laws are only in our mid-20s, but now that the people that were our age that are our age way back when we were 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and everything, they're playing games and now they're kind of wanting to see these things, so in their minds this is just how the world is right now. But from
right,
our perspective, games didn't used to be like that. They were pushing these woke initiatives. They were trying to add more gay characters. They were trying to add more trans characters. They were trying to say, "Hey, look, this is what things are. This is what stuff is now." And then I remember in the past that it was rocky because you had people that weren't even in these communities saying, "I can do this. I can take the writing for this."
right.
And it ended up just being people just, I feel like it was making stuff up as they went along or trying to fit into the culture, trying to be that niche, and then inadvertently they were just making matters worse, and they were either trying. It ended up being like an embarrassment to the developers because it was like, what were you doing? Like it's like you. And I feel like it was also a setup for the people that they tasked to write it because that's how gaming corporations are. They have a writer and they say, I need you to write this. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
figure it out. Like,
Figure it out.
yeah, definitely. Like, especially because like you gotta think like back then, like I think like the most diverse you got was like Dark Souls or like
Mm-hmm.
Mass Mass Effect, where like you know
Yep.
what I'm saying you could like interact and mingle, you know what I'm saying, and even flirt with any character that you want,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. But you know, so far it was kind of limited, although like you know different multiple endings and outcomes and shit like that. But that's what you know what I'm saying as far as diversity went. Now you can do anything. You can make your character to look just like you and do exactly what you would do in a situation and stuff like that. So I
Exactly,
mean,
exactly. And
it's pretty smooth.
that reminds me of of something that I know is gonna set you off.
What?
CD Project Cyberpunk 2077. I remember when that game was first marketed. It
I'm
was
not even going.
be all you can be, do all you can do. And I remember the trailer made it seem like you can do whatever you wanted. They
Fuck
had
that game.
you walking down the street, riding the metro. They had you in a flying car. They had you climbing on walls. And I was like, bro, like, I remember rappers were making songs. Samsung dropped the CD Project Red phone. They made the
Yeah,
car that V's car. Like there was a company that made V's car. It brought back the Porsche from Porsche even said, hey, look, we'll bring back Johnny Silverhand's Porsche and we'll sell a special model. It was the
yeah.
biggest thing. I remember like everybody was there was
It was
whole
fire.
like fucking like Bryson Tiller did a whole cyberpunk album and it was based off the game. And he said, yeah, I love cyberpunk. I love the concept. And this was something we never seen before. Everybody was hyped over what we seen on the trailer and some limited gameplay that wasn't even real gameplay. I don't know what game we were playing at those E3 conventions because it was way different when it came out. But yeah, you could beat anything.
And then that game dropped.
It
Game
dropped.
dropped, and as someone that got it at the time, mind you, at the time I got it for PS4. That shit was
Uh-huh.
garbage. I think it was like 2020. I think the game dropped. Shit was
It,
absolute dog water. It was like I can't explain it. Like I couldn't. I remember I couldn't even like play the game for like the first 2 hours, and then like it was downhill from there. I had to go to my next door neighbor who got the game, and because he had a PS5, and
mm-hmm.
even then it was it was a little bit better, but like I was like what the fuck, and so I returned that shit. I returned it, and I think now I mean I'm pretty sure obviously all the bugs are fiction and stuff like that, but like I think it was like 3 or 4 years later the game is fully complete and fully finished and fully fixed. And I'm like, wow, wow. I remember actually at the time, I remember, and I'm pretty sure their post is still up, and I'm pretty sure they got backlash for it when like the first 24 hours of the game dropping. I remember that like the dev said like, oh well, the game wasn't meant for PS4. It wasn't meant for the older generation consoles, and I think that's like absolute like crap and bull crap because like okay, okay, I'll give you that. It's not meant for the older generation consoles. If it's not meant for that, why drop it on there in the first place?
I
And
remember
mind you, this is after the backlash. Like you didn't even say that beforehand. You didn't even warn us. Just here you go.
I remember people dropping gameplay footage for it that were on the P4s and the Xbox Ones, and it looked
Yeah,
as though it just looked so bad. And I didn't believe it at first until I had to like one of my buddies had it on an older console and was like, it's unplayable. I was like, what do you mean it's unplayable? Like, it's unplayable. Like you were it looked like they were it looked like they were playing a PlayStation 2 game. And I was like, dude,
isn't it single player? It wasn't even all. There was no multiplayer, right?
no, there was no multiplayer. So people
Boo,
were loading up at
boo,
home. But I feel like
boo.
there would have been no way to really conceptualize that game as a multiplayer game. We recently received some backlash on the Hogwarts Legacy thing we posted where a lot of people were in the comments like, I couldn't see this being. I was like, you couldn't see multiplayer.
What?
You couldn't
Like
see.
that doesn't make sense. That don't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. You cannot convince me. You cannot convince me that Hogwarts can a Hogwarts game can be single player, and you can't fathom it being a
Mhm.
multiplayer.
Yeah.
You can't fathom that. Like your homie is fucking what Gryffindor and you're fucking Slytherin, and then your other homie is motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, like different
Uh-huh.
houses, and you guys are bursting each other, or whether it's a battle or
Hmm.
fucking Quidditch. You don't think that, like,
Yeah, that
that's
was
come
it.
on,
And a lot of people said that it was something that was necessary because yeah, the game did feel empty after you beat it. And now, of course, they're saying that they're pushing the DLC for us. But I'm like, well,
boo,
the
the
moment's
train's gone.
passed.
The
Yeah,
train is gone.
I can't.
Gone.
I don't like because I'm pretty sure Elden Ring came out after Hogwarts, and we've already got Elden Ring's DLC,
Yeah, it did. It did. I think so. It did.
and it closed the gap. Everything got wrapped up. We loved it,
Yeah.
but I'm like, okay, like you can't wait 3 4 years and say here's the DLC, guys, because the
Here's the
moment's already
DLC.
passed. You should have
We
just been
yeah.
working on a different game at this
We need to
point.
start like bashing these gaming companies. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like again, I hate going back to, what I'm saying, the first episode and stuff like that. Again, Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man 2. Like it not getting no DLCs is by far practically insane. And then for them to be like, oh, in addition, saying no DLCs, here's New Game Plus. Here's you can also change the weather in the
Mm-hmm.
game, and here's some bullshitty ass skins.
Yeah, I had a good sound.
What is that? And like a DLC should come out at least before the first year mark of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Period. I'm just saying, even the Suicide Squad game, despite it being crap, they still dropped new characters. They did. They did
They
it.
did. They did, and I don't know a single person that played that game.
I don't know a single person that plays it now.
The same shit happened to the Marvel game that they dropped all that time ago.
Yeah,
Who are
the Avengers game.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't see how these developers are cool with just dropping a game that no one plays
dropping it
6 months
and
later.
then like it, like bro, like yeah, it's
It's sick. It's sick, and it's like okay, like I don't know. I feel like that wastes everybody's time. It wastes our time. It wastes the developers' time. And even in the big corporations that push this on the game developers, where it's like, no, we need a game like this because it's gonna sell. They should be ashamed of
yeah,
themselves too, because that's putting a lot of work and a lot of stress on the people that actually, bare bones make these games that spend 8 to 12 hours working on this game or more. Because we also hear that a lot of gaming developers at the ground level are overworked and underpaid. It's a lot of
yeah,
work. It takes a lot of time to animate, a lot of time to voice act, a lot of time to do a bunch of the choreography that's required for some of these games. And it's like, whoa, like niggas only played it for 30 days.
yeah.
Like at
Like I
that
don't
point,
know, like I don't know. Like they need to like let these developers, saying, and animators take their time and actually back them for these projects. A lot of these projects that have been dropping lately, like it's like you have such a huge, like a major corporation, huge budget, you drop it, that's it, bye. You know what
mm-hmm,
I'm saying? I feel like the Suicide Squad game could have, like, when it first dropped, it was interesting. It did look good. I remember a lot of people were like, "Okay, this is good," especially considering the fact Gotham Knights came out not almost a year beforehand.
yeah,
That was a total dumpster fire,
yeah,
and so people needed something DC, something people needed something DC and fun, and they were like, "Boom, Suicide Squad. Okay, cool, looks good." And then we started seeing more and more, and we're like, "Oh, it's getting bad," and
mm-hmm,
it's terrible. It's just terrible. It
and
doesn't matter, but I think the only good thing about it, about stuff like that is, the game Alien Isolation. The devs have already said they're making a sequel to it, and I'm so grateful for it. I feel like we like in the horror genre as a
mm-hmm,
whole, in the gaming industry is very kind of niche and
yeah,
like what's the word, like we're always hungry as like a horror game fan. We're always hungry for more. We want to know what's next because like I remember like the real main lead into the horror game industry was Friday the 13th. I remember
Hmm.
when that first came out. Before it was even Friday the 13th, it was known as Camp Blood or some stuff like that. And they were, kickstarting it. I remember the first trailer, and it was obviously an obvious like play on Friday the 13th. And then from what I remember, I think it was like the creator of the movies was like, "Oh, like, do you just need me to clear it for you to
Hmm.
call it Friday the 13th?" And they're like, "Yeah, if you don't mind." And he was like, "All right, here you go." Like, so they're like, "Oh, bet." And then it boosted it. The budget was up, and they named it Friday the 13th, and it became a huge thing. I still have it on my PS5. I have it on my PS5. I at least play it maybe like once or twice a month. And you can hop on that game right now. I could literally do it right now, and you can get on the full server. On God.
Hmm.
The game is still active and it still plays, but the
And they,
lawsuit happened, the game shut down, but we have Dead by Daylight now. And
hmm
don't get me started on that fucking game. I hate that game.
and the
I absolutely
concepts are pretty like just hunter killer. Like it's like don't
yeah.
die or kill everybody.
Yeah.
And I mean that's also one thing that I do want to change on the concept. Like we need more games like Resident Evil. We need more horror centered games like Resident Evil. And the Dark Pictures anthology series is good, but it's also very linear. It's very story structured, very story focused, and short.
Yeah.
Resident Evil is has a whole drawn out storyline. It has its horror scenes, and I feel like a lot of people don't. It's like you said, it's a very small niche, so a lot of developers don't go into it like, oh, we gonna make a horror game because it always ends up we know who's gonna play it. The
Right.
people that play, and then but the community is loyal. The community will keep playing until you shut the server down.
Yeah. Until until the wheels are off. Like
Mm-hmm.
until there's no car left. And that's honest, you know what I'm saying? Again, like when we looked at Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead is still thriving well, you know what I'm saying? It is that's how this the horror game genre is as a whole. Like they just love anything horror. People still play Alien Isolation. And it kind of like revamped up like the hype for Alien Isolation, which is like I'm pretty sure it's a 10-year-old game, if not more. When the movie Alien Romulus dropped, like I seen a big surge in just people playing Alien Isolation
Mm-hmm.
and them just hyping it up. And that's when the devs were like, hey, like Alien Isolation 2, like, we've seen you, we heard you, and we're working on it. So I can't wait for that. I think especially because like the Alien franchise as a whole, like they drop kind of like very mid games. It's kind of like lame. Like I think they did like Alien Fire Team Elite Bull, like some bull
Yep.
crap like that. That was garbage. And then like they dropped like another Alien game, I think this year. That was garbage. We like Alien Isolation is perfect. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably the most perfect horror game ever. It's so good. It's so good. So I can't wait for them to work on this game, take their time, and give us more. I hope it's
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer.
Yeah.
I know I'm a broken record. I'm a broken record. I don't care. Multiplayer is awesome. It's fun. I don't care if it's just two players. That will be fun to see. You know what I'm saying? You and a friend on this stranded, messed up ship against these damn xenomorphs, just trying to survive. I just think that's already fun. It was already fun doing it alone. I think we should do multiplayer too, but that's just me.
And but my thing because Alien Romulus was crash hit super success. I enjoyed it.
Yes, and it was supposed to be on streaming. It was supposed to be a Hulu exclusive. Alien Romulus was supposed to be a Hulu exclusive. I don't know why they said theatrical release, but whoever like pushed for that, thank God, thank you, because it quite literally saved the franchise. It saved it, like it
Yeah,
saved it.
yeah. And then
Like I think it's the highest grossing movie of the year. Believe I think so.
we are entering an era where video games are starting to depend on movies and movie stars to the point where we are seeing more celebrities pop up in video games as like full on like with Cyberpunk, like Keanu
Like
Reeves
what?
As Johnny Silverhand.
Oh yeah.
Like there's now a new game coming out based upon the Star Citizen universe where Henry Cavill. is literally in the universe along with some other
Oh yeah,
celebrities.
you're right.
Yeah,
Is it Star Citizen
yeah,
or is
it's a
it
star. It's
Warhammer?
based in the Star Citizen universe.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
but the game is called something else, but it's within the universe built by the developers of Star Citizen. And
yeah,
for those of you that don't know, Star Citizen is a big crowd-funded development where it's been going on for years. They've been trying to. They spent almost the past decade trying to develop this game,
yeah.
and it's what you do is you just go in, you purchase what's called you make a donation. Your key, your token to play the game is what you want to donate, and then they have prices that range from really small to really large. And then depending on how much you donate as your starting investment also
Hmm.
determines what you get as you when you start the game. But
That's
yeah,
dope. That's actually pretty
it's
dope.
been an interest of a lot of people because we kind of wanted to. They ended up thinking they were starting a game and they ended up building a whole universe. So now we're seeing
Yeah.
celebrities decide to hop in the game, and a lot of people are making games where they want to drop in a celebrity. And I was watching something on the news yesterday, and it was an interview with 50 Cent, and he said, and he was telling one of the people that he mentors, he was like, look, if you're gonna do something successful, don't don't make a movie, make a series. He said because if you make a movie, it requires a big name, it requires a celebrity, it requires actors. You're gonna need names. It's gonna cost money. That's what brings people to watch movies. He said if you make a series, you just
Yeah.
need talent. You just need to have talented actors that are gonna get the series talked about, that are gonna do something. And that's true. We've seen a lot of new series come out of the woodwork
I
if the
mean,
actors are talented. Abbott Elementary, Abbott
yeah,
Elementary,
yeah.
just talented actors. No big
Yeah, but
name.
you could also say like Alien Romulus stuff. Like it's not a series, it was a movie. And
It
no,
was yeah,
that was nearly all new actors
new
in the D
actors,
League.
and you could talent. It works kind of both
Yeah,
ways. So it's like, but even then, it was still small. Like its release wasn't as major, and people and it
yeah,
was more so word of mouth, kind of like with the series. Like we said, hey, no, that movie is good over there. You should go watch it because I think it also came out around the same time as like a large movie, something
yeah.
big that came out.
I
It,
think
it
so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
yeah, and it shows like as long as you really have the talent nowadays, and it's the same within games. Like if you can really make something that took talent, it doesn't matter if it's a new project. We're gonna play it. It might take us a while to
yeah.
find it. It might take us a while to find it, but a
Just market
talent
it. I think marketing. Yeah, marketing is really everything.
marketing and a talented development always attracts people. It may take a while, but we'll find a game and then we'll start playing it forever. There are games on my console that I will never delete. There are games on my PC that I'll never delete because I know that there
Yeah,
are safe. It's a safe, fun community in some of those games. Minecraft will never be like. I remember when Minecraft came out. I remember when Minecraft was still just Mojang.
$20 and just digging and vibing. Bless you.
Thank you. And that's all it was. You just
And still is almost.
still is.
I mean,
It's a growing universe. I originally when Microsoft purchased Mojang, it was like one of the biggest gaming corporation like takeovers. Like they were like,
yeah,
we need Minecraft because Minecraft was so little but could become so much. You dropped in a world, procedurally generated, and go. There was a
yeah.
time, there was a time that some of these kids don't remember where Minecraft didn't have bosses.
Yeah, no, it just had the dragon, I
Just
think, and
that
that was kind of
and
it. That was
the
it.
dragon still came a little. We still had to wait for the end to get the dragon, and
Yeah,
it was just the world, and it was like oh, like you
yeah,
could go mine, like you just went and mined straight to the
yeah.
point.
Mine. Yeah, it was just that, and you know what I'm saying, maybe the occasional like that's what spawned the myth of Hero Brian. Like everybody was watching
Yeah.
Sky Does Minecraft and Captain Sparkle was like that was their their time to shine. Like
Hmm.
YouTube was at its peak at the time.
And it was huge. I There were
Yeah,
people building marvels of blocks, like marvels of industry out of blocks, where it's like, whoa,
yeah,
you built that. You wanted to go home and mimic the build, and you can play Minecraft and
yeah,
not even in time will just go by like that because you can really you're stuck. You're quite literally stuck. Minecraft is one of those games where it really does like take away your concept of time. It's like
yeah.
how long have we been playing? 6 hours? like there's
And
very
then
few
it didn't even
games.
start off on console. It didn't even start off on
It
console
didn't
either,
start
which
off
is
on
the crazy
PC.
part.
Console used to get like all the like we got things very slowly. Like
Yeah.
you PC would get
I,
the end, consoles would just now be getting you can tame ocelots now.
Yeah, I think
Like
didn't it go on. It went on Xbox first because that's why Microsoft had bought it.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember PlayStation was salty as fuck. They was salty as fuck when that shit got Xbox
Uh-huh. And
first.
I was we used to
Oh
sit up
shit!
in school and be like, "Hey, you gonna go play Minecraft later? Like when we get out of school?" Yeah,
Hell
I'm gonna
yeah,
play Minecraft. It was
it's a
like
wrap.
it was two things we were playing: Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto 5. It was two things.
Yeah,
That's it. We were playing
yeah.
Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto 5. That was the school rotation. And it wasn't yeah, it got to a point where motherfuckers be like,
Black Ops 2.
you still play Minecraft? But nowadays, those same people you can hit up and be like, you trying to play some Minecraft, and they might use you with Minecraft, but you can
Yeah,
still get them to play it. There were so many people when we were at a Black Tech Week talking about Minecraft at Afrotech. It was people are using games like Minecraft and Roblox now to determine certain architectural developments. Like they're building worlds in there. Like, hey, like if we could do it in Roblox and Minecraft, we could probably potentially make it work in real life if
yeah,
we do this right. And it's to the point where you now see those kids that used to play Minecraft and Roblox. They're like some of the best engineers out. And
yeah,
I've seen so many articles, so many tabloids where they were like, how did you like what put this idea in your mind to build this like thing on this grand scale? Oh, Minecraft.
yeah.
What? Like, yeah, Minecraft. I built it in I built it in Minecraft or Roblox, and I seen that I had to do it. Like I knew that we could do it. It allows you to put something that's imaginary into frame and into perspective and figure out like what is it gonna be. Because I
Yeah.
think I might have built Sour the Eye of Sauron in Minecraft. I built the whole tower of like the whole thing, and I
Yeah,
was like, damn, it's possible.
yeah.
Hmm.
Everything's possible in Minecraft. The goated.
Oh man, crazy world that we live in nowadays, and there's a lot of there's a lot of going there's a lot of things that I'm looking forward to. There's a lot of things that I'm not looking forward
And it's
to.
$30. I forgot to add that.
Yeah,
Minecraft is
it's
about
only thirty
$30
dollars.
now.
Or you can some days it's 10 cent. Like some days it's $1 to 99 cent, 99 cent to $1, depending on when you get it. Sometimes they just and if you
They
got Game
loyal.
Pass, they just give it to you. You just
They
here's your
loyal.
Minecraft.
They listen. They're loyal. They know what's up.
Uh-huh. And there's a lot of things now that the year is coming to a conclusion and we're finding ourselves in mid-November. I feel like looking back on gaming, it's been a pretty good year.
Rough.
Been it's been
Rough.
it's been rough for some, but I mean, honestly, I can't. I say Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree was something great that we got this year.
Don't forget
Um,
the real. Never forget Helldivers. That was a great way to start off the year.
Helldivers.
And then Suicide Squad follows suit.
I have to mention it might not have been the best year for gaming. I might
Oh,
be thinking of last
I
year.
haven't played it. I should have played it, but yeah, Helldivers, and then Suicide Squad, and then I'm trying to think what other game came out. I don't think did Resident Evil. No, Resident Evil 4 came out last year. I think the remake. Did it come out this year?
Nah, I
Look it
don't
up.
think.
When did Resident Evil 4 come out? The remake.
It didn't come out this year.
I
Okay,
was about
okay,
to
I
say.
got it now. I got it now. Let me see. So this is what we got this year. And January gave us Power World on the 19th of January.
Oh shit! It did. Breaking
Yeah,
records.
19th of
Power
January.
World
Last of Us Part 2 came out the same day.
Part 2, the remaster or the game?
Remastered,
I,
Part 2
I
remastered. Yeah.
Boo! That's so dumb. That was such a cash grab, but we're not gonna talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
The Last of Us Part 2 came out like what, a year or two ago, and then a remaster,
Remastered.
a
Remastered.
remaster, a
Remastered.
remaster. At this rate, it's about to be 2025. They're gonna have a whole new two games. Like, bro,
They
come on,
had
bro.
to at this point. And then we also got
That's a
Tekken,
cash grab.
the new Tekken.
Yes, sir. Goaded.
Suicide Squad hit us February the 2nd.
Game of the year.
Killer Justice. Yeah. Along with some Persona 3 Reloaded, I went back in because I used to play Persona 3 on PSP.
Cash grab.
So when
Cash
it came
grab.
out, yeah, they got my cash too. And then they also remastered Tomb Raider 1 through 3.
I didn't buy it, but it was goaded though. It looked really
Hmm.
nice. It looked better than the Grand Theft Auto trilogy remaster.
And they said that they're thinking about doing Tomb Raider. They're doing another film. They want to do another Tomb Raider film.
Yeah, I think they said the actress Sophia Turner is playing her. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm kind of here for it. I'm down to see it. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm here for it. We'll see how it
Hmm.
goes.
Let's see. We also got
What?
Skull and Bones in February.
Oh
That
shit!
got
Yeah,
taken down like a month after it was released.
yeah, yeah. What? Why they get? Why they took it out? Was it because of like sales or like what happened to it?
Servers, sales, like there was it. I don't know. It was supposed to be like this free world pirate game, but in reality, we already got that technically. If you play Sea
Yeah,
of Thieves or
CFD.
Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed Black Flag,
yeah. I think that Skull and Bones. Like, yeah, they shut down a month later, and then like Sea of Thieves like said, "Hey, we're coming to
rem-
PlayStation.
they
we're
remastered them.
gonna
Yeah, we're coming to
we're
PlayStation, and
gonna
we're remastered. Like now we're for next gen consoles, and it
they
was
said,
like,
well,
oh
that's over. They're dead. Let's go to PlayStation. That's funny
yeah,
as fuck.
I'd have never. I told like when that game came out, I was like, this isn't gonna be good.
Did you play it? Did you look at it? I haven't even seen gameplay for
They
it.
eventually like because I have that Ubisoft membership where you can play a game for a little bit. So I hopped on. The tutorial took me probably about an hour to
Oh,
2 hours,
it
and at
was
that point, if the tutorial
it
takes
was
that long, I just
Ubisoft.
give up.
It
Yeah.
was Ubisoft. Yikes.
They remastered
Yikes.
in March. They remastered the classic Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefront Classic came
They
out.
did, and I think
Yep,
everyone played it for like 48 hours and dumped it.
dumped it. And then Dragon's Dogma 2 came out. That was something that I did play.
Yeah, everyone played that.
It was a good story. Dragon's Dogma is always short and sweet. Like it isn't meant to really be something that's
Yeah.
played forever. They just hit you with a good story. It was talked about. I think a lot of people had a good reception for it. Shit. Then moving on to April, Grounded hit the Switch. I remember when Grounded first came out, and we were just in like,
Yeah. That was a fun little time. It was a
mm-hmm.
fun little time.
Grounded. PC game called Manor Lords that was overhyped. It was supposed to be something. It was supposed to be a merging of Total War and like Crusader Kings, but in reality,
Never heard of it.
it never
Never
delivered.
heard of it.
Homeworld 3 remastered or came no Homeworld 3 came out. Ghost
Never heard
of
of it.
Tsushima director's cut finally made its way to PC
Ah,
from being a PS5 exclusive.
I've actually never played
That's
it.
crazy. One
I
of
know, right? I have it. I actually have it. I literally have it on my PlayStation, but I've
and just
never played it.
never
Never
played.
played it. Never played it. I've seen like two or three videos. I understand its great significance in the gaming community, and I totally believe that I think it got Game of the Year when it came out,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, yeah.
I just never played it. I never played it, but I will though. One day I will play. I promise you, I will.
And then we made it to June. June gave us Destiny 2, the final shape, the closing out of the
Yeah,
so long Destiny. And it was good. It got a lot of reviews. They said that it was one of Destiny 2's best DLCs, but so I give it up to Bungie for closing the game out with a banger because Destiny 2
yeah,
has been around for years. Destiny
yeah.
probably concluded when I was about to graduate high school. And then through college it was just Destiny 2. And I'm glad because it gives the developers a big break because Destiny 2 was one of those games where they made them to just last. It was like we're always going to feed you when it's time to be fed. But I mean, it's Bungie. Bungie, once they moved from Halo, Destiny became their crown jewel. And I feel like they really delivered with that final DLC. But it was also a tough month because they were competing with the smash hit Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree that came out in
Damn.
June as well, which
I mean, those are both kind of like I feel like there's like fans that like Destiny 2 kind of like Elden Ring, but also that's kind of like two separate
yeah,
fan
two
bases.
separate
You know what
things.
I'm saying? So I mean, that I don't think they were competing. They, especially if they were closing. Like
Uh-huh.
if I'm closing something, I'm not competing with nothing. I'm done.
Done.
Like
Finished.
I'm done. So and, yeah, I mean, and that Elden Ring DLC, yeah, that was like a whole new game,
Whole new game.
whole new game,
Huge.
and I think that was the biggest since like the Coliseum thing or whatever before that and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really a big thing, and that's how a DLC should be done.
Should be done. And then
But
Star
I'm not
Wars
gonna.
Hunters also dropped. Star when they went to a
Star Wars
mobile,
Hunters,
iOS
what's
and
that?
Switch, where it was their battle royale. Star Wars Hunters. You probably
Never
seen a
heard of
few
it.
of the trailers.
I
They
seen
also
Star
dropped
Wars Outlaw.
an indie, yeah, an indie IP drop called Still Wakes the Deep, where you were trapped on an oil rig after striking oil vein that brought in energies from a different dimension, a different universe. I personally
Okay.
played it and reviewed it. It was a wonderful game. I liked it. It kind of followed after the Dark Pictures anthology series where it was a narrative game. It was a narrative piece. You
Ah,
played a character that worked and lived on the oil rig, and it started you with his story, and then boom, it threw you into a horror like there was some things that got me a little terrified. I won't lie. I was like, whoa. I was like,
yeah.
some of the stuff that it was delivering, and it was one of those things where it's like them games that say, okay, now you came up from the bottom of the oil rig, you see the sunlight. Now you got to
Mhm.
go back down into the dark. You got to go into engineering. It's flooded.
Yeah,
Like
that's
what?
funny.
I just came out of there.
Was it on Steam or like how much was it?
Hmm?
Well, like was it on Steam
It's on
console?
Steam. I think it's only on there for like $30. Normal indie game prices. I caught it on Game Pass actually, so it came out on Game Pass and I was able to download it for free.
You Game
Uh,
Pass warriors.
yeah,
Boo.
Game Pass it allows you to be able to play a lot of things.
Boo.
Moving to July, I feel like July seen Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail come out.
Didn't play it.
We also got to see I feel like a big one came out here in July.
Didn't
Teenage Mutant
yeah, July.
College
Yeah.
Football 25 from EA
Yeah,
Sports made a
NCAA,
comeback.
yeah.
Made a comeback.
That was definitely something for
Af-
sure. A lot
After
of
being
people were
gone
hyped.
for almost 10 years, they were like, hey, look, we're going to bring back college football.
Perfect timing.
And,
Perfect timing.
and people are still playing that today more so than Madden. I see a lot of colleges releasing that game. We got a lot of young individuals now, a lot of young talent playing college football, and they got to see themselves in a
Yeah.
video game. So I feel like it brought a big spotlight on college football, and not only that, they took care of the players. So every player that allowed themselves to be put in the game received a free copy of the game. So every
That's
player
good.
that everybody in that all the teams that from the NCAA that were showed in the game for every player that allowed themselves to be conceptualized and played in the game, they received a free copy.
That's good for them for real.
So
Like that's
yeah,
really good.
shout out to EA for doing that and actually feeding the players.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's a good chance for, people who aren't at that level in the NFL to, still see themselves in such a game and a big budget and
Mm-hmm.
in such a detailed way. That's pretty dope to see.
Most definitely. And then we made our way to August where we got to see Valorant come to PS5 and
Valorant
Xbox Series X.
peak. Yeah, I
Valorant.
know people were big hyped about that. I haven't played it personally. It's like I don't know. I feel like if I hopped in Valorant right now, it's gonna be like as if I hop into Rainbow Six right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's hardcore gameplay. People
yeah,
don't play with their Valorant. Like people do not
yeah.
play around in there.
I think it's like I'm not gonna say like it's a point and click game, but it's kind of like a Counter Strike. It's like Counter
Uh-huh.
Strike. So it's people it's a game where a lot of people who play it have been playing it forever and are
Forever.
very good. Very
Forever.
good.
And then later that month in August, we were able to see ourselves playing Black Myth Wukong, which is a game
Yes.
that we covered personally here.
Might be
Black
game of
Myth
the year.
Wukong. It was for all of you that don't know, it was made by a Chinese developing developer, and you can play the game in its native language of Chinese or Mandarin. You can play it in its native language, or you can play it in
Who
English. But the game is meant to be played in Chinese.
who hasn't heard of Black Myth Wukong? That's
Exactly.
that's
Who
a
had it's something
that's
where everybody's now awaiting the DLC, and actually Black Myth Wukong just for Twitch's streamer awards was nominated as one of the top stream games. Like most people want to see people play Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah,
And what
it was big. It was
it was
huge.
big. It was big. And of course, it's one of those games where then the modding community takes over until that DLC comes out and keeps feeding you like, hey, let's see some cool stuff that this game can do. I mean, it was hard. It was one of those games where the last boss fight was extremely interactive. You
Yeah,
you spoiler alert. So if you don't want to hear it, skip ahead real quick. All right. You as you fought Wukong as the boss. So a lot of people think you were playing as Wukong, but you were actually playing as his successor. So for the last boss fight, you had to beat Wukong. But since you all share a move set, if you're using common moves during the boss fight, there would be special cutscenes cut into the boss fight. So you wouldn't see him unless you use the move set where Wukong would counter you. He would completely counter your move set, and he would be like, I've seen this before. This is my move," and
yeah.
it would
I
it would
taught you this.
yeah it would
I taught you this,
I
son. Like
taught you
what?
this. It would show you like because for Wukong is known for being a trickster, and it would
Yeah,
like give you that Wukong personified, where like you would hit him with your staff, and he would catch the staff and then look at you, or he would shrink your staff and grow it again, like because he's
yeah,
like, dude, like this is my power. Like stop messing with me. Let's fight.
yeah.
So
I think games should start doing that more. That reminded me of when you play Last of Us Part Two, where like you've been playing as Ellie this whole time,
mhm,
but then in mid game you switch to Abby, and then you play Abby to the middle part of the game again, and you
mhm.
have to fight Ellie as
Yeah.
Abby, and like she's like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy because you're kind of like fighting yourself. That's kind of funny how that works.
Hmm. And then at the end of the month, we were brought by Ubisoft Star Wars Outlaws.
Game of the year. Best game ever. 10
Game
out of
of the year.
10. I wish everyone played.
I didn't touch the game personally. I don't think a lot of people that did touch the. I seen reviewers tell me personally, you might want to hold off on buying this game. Like, not they weren't shade. It was the shade where it would be like they're not telling you to explicitly not buy the game. They're not slandering, but they'd be like, yeah, if there was a game that I'd hold off on buying, it would be this one right here. Wait till it goes on. They use it. This is what reviewers say. They say, wait till it goes on sale. They don't
Yeah.
tell you explicitly not to buy it. They just say, yeah, wait till it goes on sale and it'll be a good grab.
Yeah, I don't think actually like I live on base. Like our GameStop, they even when the game was on sale, he was like, I wouldn't buy it. Like I might play it when it's on Game Pass, but
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well,
I wouldn't touch
yeah,
it. It wouldn't be
and
one of those things. And then
it's
early,
terrible.
yeah. And then next month brought us something that we thought we were going to be getting for Hogwarts Legacy, but in reality we didn't. We received Harry Potter Quidditch Champions.
Boo,
We thought we were going to be
boo.
receiving an update to Hogwarts Legacy in
Like
the
what
form of
was that?
DLC.
That's the same, mind you, like same house of Hogwarts, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
of that realm, of that company, of that business, of that corporation. And they were like, instead of we, do something for Hogwarts to revive the game, to do
Mm-hmm.
whatever, to make it better, let's give them a whole other separate game and it just be about Quidditch.
About Quidditch. That's it. About Quidditch.
That's like when Apple when they dropped the AirPod Maxes 2,
Mm-hmm.
quotations around that. The only thing they added was USB-C and colors.
Yeah.
Boom. Same thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
No new chip, just colors and the USB-C.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what the
Wow.
fuck's going on with that game, honestly.
Wow.
Um,
Wow. Thanks.
we did receive a gem though in September, and that was in the form of Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2,
Amen.
a game that hasn't hadn't seen another insert in over 10 years.
Crazy.
But the Warhammer player base, the Warhammer fan base is one of those tight niches where it's like, we love Warhammer. There's been a lot of celebrities come out and say, I've been a Warhammer fan forever. And this game delivered. It was short, sweet, and cinematic to the point where You could get your buddies that only play 2K to come on and play the game. I remember I got somebody that works with us here, Mike. I was like, dude, just get the game.
Yeah.
Motherfucker beat the game before I did. I was like, dude, what the no? And if you guys know me, like for those of you that don't know me, no one beats the game before me or as quick. No one. I
No.
said, I said, dude, you did what? He said, yeah, I beat it. I
Shit,
said,
bro.
well,
Go
how
ahead.
was it? He said, it was amazing. Not only did he beat it before me, he went back and played co-op and beat it with me for me to beat it. He went back and so that he could see the
Yeah.
storyline again.
Yeah.
That's how great the game was. And for those of you all that haven't played it yet, it's made by a developer that consistently updates their games. The
Yeah.
same people that I think that they came out and they did some work on the Division for you all.
Hmm.
It's something that it's still always going to be updated. You're always going to see it get updates, and I think that you guys should go and play it. It's one of those things where it might be one of your runners for game of the year. I don't know if they've released the nominees
They
yet.
ain't gonna win. They ain't gonna win, but
It ain't
they
it
definitely.
depending on what it's going up against, but of course we'll see. And then of course, same month, God of War Ragnarok came to PC. So for all those people that play PC, you got to see God of War Ragnarok. But Disney decided to do something that is back in the day. For you all that don't know, Disney used to be a game hit maker. Disney could turn Mickey Mouse to an action hero. Disney made Kingdom Hearts carry Kingdom Hearts carried the Disney universe on its back in gaming. You I'm telling you,
Gas.
you
Gas.
were seeing Disney characters get down like they were boxing.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Bring back the Kingdom Hearts series. I don't care how you bring it back, whether you remaster it or you just bring back some new IPs to a complete revival. And when we were at Afrotech, I got to talk to a representative from PlayStation. I was like, because I asked him what's his best game piece from, best PlayStation exclusive, and he was like, oh, it's. He said Final for him it was Final Fantasy 14. I said, okay, Final Fantasy 14, dope. I said for me it's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I said for
Yeah.
me it like I hate to break like I said, don't get me wrong, Final Fantasy is raw. Final Fantasy is raw, but that Kingdom Hearts 2 for me,
Yeah.
it I don't know. I don't know.
It was
It
everything.
it
Don't
was
get
everything.
started. Don't
It
get
was
started.
everything. And then honestly all the Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3, it was
I'm surprised we haven't gotten a movie. That's
surprised.
how good it is.
I mean, even though even the game was kind of a movie. The,
I mean, it was, but like, I'm just
yeah.
surprised. Like, they like, they they deserve the movie.
Mhm.
I'm just being honest. I think a movie would be amazing, but
Definitely. And then Nintendo fed you guys at the end of September with Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. So you got another piece into Legend of Zelda, which I feel like a lot of people just wait for Legend of Zelda games to drop on Switch.
yeah,
I used to play Legend of Zelda games back on my Game Boy Color. I remember smacking the jars and it go, ting or yeah,
yeah,
yeah, where he'd
yeah.
only had two sounds for every swing, for every sword swing.
It was lit though. It was a great time.
It was a good game. You get stuck forever just looking for treasure. And then we make our way to October. I feel like October could have came a little harder. Usually we get a lot of scary games in October. I feel like I didn't get some of the scary games that I wanted to see. Diablo 4 came out with its DLC, Vessels of Hatred. I personally didn't play Diablo 4. I know a lot of people that do play it.
Yeah.
Shout out Elon Musk. He's one of the number one Diablo 4 players in the world. I think he's like top 20.
Is he
But
number one? I thought he was the only American. I thought he was the only American, like to place like top 10.
it may be that, but he's like
Yeah,
he's the top one in within the top 20 of the world.
yeah.
Like
Good for
Diablo.
him. Good for
Yeah.
him for sure.
And
Especially being the only American. Like, there's a lot of Americans that
he's
play
American. He's
Diablo.
South African. But yeah, he lives.
I mean,
Yeah, but we also got Silent Hill 2 remake.
I didn't play it. I should have. I should have got it.
A
I
lot of
don't know
people said
why
it
I
was
didn't.
really good.
I don't know why I didn't get it. I feel like I definitely need to buy it one of these days and play it. We know the story though. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We know the story. I don't know. It's in,
hmm And then Sparking Zero came out that month too. Dragon Ball Sparking
See,
Zero to revamp the Budokai series. You already know what my gamer tag is. It's just young. Spelled ITS. Just normal spelling and then young normal spelling. Yeah, y'all can we can run the work. There's people right now running the work on Sparking Zero. And I know like it's one of those games where the player base is decreased by 80-90%. Okay, those are the motherfuckers that are getting their asses kicked. They're gonna leave the game eventually. If at this point you're not rocking at least B level in DP or singles, you've probably already left the game because you realize that learning curve is not something that it's not a wave you're riding.
yeah,
So yeah, but other than that, it's a dope game. I like it.
you know,
I feel like for October, it's definitely one of the front runners. But then of course you got Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It was everybody's new, foray into the Black Ops series, and it was they added in some cool things, omnidirectional movement. They did a few modifications to how the game runs,
they
just
changed
to
zombies up.
change it
I
up.
mean,
Zombies
currently
went back.
everyone's still playing it. Everyone's still playing it. I did not get it this year. I
Yeah.
think I will make. I think I might get Call of Duty next year. At the moment, I will not get Black Ops 6.
And Warzone just dropped last Thursday, so you can now for those of y'all that don't want to buy the game, you download your Warzone and you're playing Warzone into a new Call of Duty Black Ops aspect. There has been some changes. You now can only have up to 6 plates. Some people used to rock 12 or more plates.
12. They used to rock
Yeah.
fucking 20.
Yep, you can't you can't store things in your backpack anymore. So you can't just have a bunch of stuff stored in there like a bunch of score streaks. Nuh-uh. You can only have one. And
Really? Wow.
yeah, they
Ah,
changed it up a lot. We
nice.
this past Thursday we won 2 games, so we still got it. If you
Yeah.
see us on there, stay out of the way. You might get disappointed. But yeah, and then November,
What do
happy
we got? I
November,
mean,
everybody. We're still sitting in it. I feel like November was really quiet. We got things such as Metro Awakening. We got a Dragon Quest 3 remaster for those of y'all that are still, big fans of Akira Toriyama's Dragon Quest universe. May the GOAT rest in peace.
rest in
Microsoft
peace.
Flight Simulator, of course, 2024. They always update their flight simulators. For those of y'all that want to be pilots out there, just keep on. You can do crazy things in there, follow your
Mhm.
dreams. But other than that, the 20th of November, I think, is when Stalker 2, Heart of
What's that?
Chernobyl comes out.
Fuck it.
So for those of y'all that are my survivor horror dystopian road fans, so Stalker 2 is kind of
I
that
mean,
gameplay. It's not as what I would like to say open and interactive as you guys that are fans of the Fallout series think of your, dystopian futures, post-apocalyptic. But Stalker 2 has its gems, and I feel like it takes place kind of in the aftermath of the Chernobyl nuclear meltdown in that
oh,
area of Russia. For
yeah.
those of you that like the Survivor kind of game, I feel like you guys should hop into it. It's really dystopian, really dark. So hey,
Is it going to be on console, PC?
yeah,
What's
it's
up?
gonna release on PC and Xbox Series S and X. So oh no, only X. They're starting to wave out
Oh,
this. Ooh, I know.
are we moving away from the 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 models now? Are we
I
getting ready
don't
for
know.
just pros?
Maybe they'll get it later. They just
Just
dropped a
pro
new
models
update.
only?
They dropped up a new Black S that can hang with the rest of with the X. So maybe buy that one. You
Maybe.
might get better because you can still
I
buy the
I'm
game.
telling you,
You
I'm telling you, these games are about to start doing shit. They're about to start. Oh, this game it could work on PlayStation 5 or
uh-huh.
Xbox S, but it's best you get it on pro models. I'm telling you, they're about to start doing that. But that's another conversation.
Let's see if they dropped our nominees.
Did they? Did they yet?
Ooh, as of
Uh,
7 hours ago, Game
7
Awards
hours ago.
allowing DLC Game of the Year nominations is controversy. So if they allow that, that means that Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree can stand as its
It
own
has it in the
game.
bag. You might as well announce them as winner now.
Yeah, because
Hundred
that
percent.
would because right now the front runners are Astrobot, Astrobot, Metaphor, or yep, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Silent
No
Hills
one played it.
2 Remastered, Dragon Age
Eh.
The Veilguard.
Oh.
Yep. Right. Oh, now
Ooh.
this thing is Legend of Zelda. And then upcoming,
Ooh.
they're picturing Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. But if they allow DLCs to be put into the nominees, you can then expect Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree, which at that point might,
It might go, but I feel like it's not gonna get it.
yeah.
It's not gonna get it. It's not gonna get it. They probably gonna give it to like Silent Hill or Dragon Age. That's me personally. That's who I would give it to. But hey,
Mm-hmm.
good for
I
them. Good for them.
I need to download that Silent Hill and give it a play because I've never played any of the Silent Hills. There's a few things that I needed.
It's cool. It's cool. It's a very intricate series. Dark, obviously eerie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's. I mean, there's moments where it's like but like it's more of like the atmosphere and the eeriness of it all is what makes it like, oh, this is like. And then the story is just fucked up. Like saying depending on what game you hop into, the story is fucked up. But to me personally, Silent Hill 2 has the most fucked up story
Okay.
of it all. To me, you just really have to go into it and really pay attention to the story and what everything's about. I
Gotta
can't
give
wait
it a
for them to drop this new Silent Hill because I think Silent Hill is going the Resident Evil route of
mm-hmm.
like remaking their games, and they're doing a whole revamp too. They're redoing what we know of Silent Hill now, um, and redoing it and dropping a game next year. I'm pretty sure. What games are coming out in December? Is there anything coming out in December or?
Yeah. There was let's see here.
That's bold.
Not a lot of big names. I feel like because a lot of games that come out in December don't get to make the nominees, so a
I
lot of
mean,
people
yeah,
don't
but
release
it's
their big
bold.
game. Because
Like
I
it's
remember
December.
we were supposed to be getting an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah. Yeah. Why they push it back again?
I'm not seeing it on here anymore.
They probably. I think they. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they pushed it back. But I mean, that's kind of bold of you to drop a game in December. Like you
Mhm.
have to like. It's like dropping a movie in December. I like especially dropping a movie on Christmas. Like that's bold. That's bold. Like
Marvel Rivals and that Indiana Jones.
oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's about to be heat. I'm
yeah.
not talking about. I'm not talking about Indiana Jones. I'm talking. About, I'm, I have Overwatch. I have the game, but I've never. I played it once. I lied. I almost said I never played it. I played it once. It's alright. I'm not bashing Overwatch players. I get why y'all love it, but I will be there day one on Marvel Rivals.
And then
I will be there.
Alien Rogue Incursion, which is a VR game that's going to come out
Boo.
on P5 and PC.
That might be good though. Nah, that might be kind of good.
Yeah.
If it's anything like Alien Isolation, then I'll be there. I'll play it.
But I think I'm gonna go for that Marvel Rivals though. If I
Oh
get a
yeah, I'm
game in
getting it.
December,
I think the game is free. It's kind of just microtransactions. I think
uh-huh.
I'll be there day one.
We'll
I'll be
see.
there.
But hey, if there's any games that you guys want us to play or any topics that you guys want us to talk about, remember, here on the gaming issue, we cover everything. So
Everything.
let us know because we got a lot of games to look forward to. And by the time that we cover our next episode, there's going to be some things that we're going to play. There's going to be some things that we're going to try. So, of course, as always, let us know in the comments, whether it be on our long form podcast or on the shorts that we release, what you guys want to see, what you guys want to talk about. I don't care if you guys just want to get in there and argue with us because we'll argue
I don't
back.
care.
We'll
I
argue
don't care.
back
I
because
have nothing but time.
we talk back.
Nothing but
So,
time.
hey, as always, my name is Tay. And of
We're
course,
not
I'm.
done. We're not done here. We're doing a holiday giveaway. So
Oh, yeah.
be sure you check us on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? We posted it on Instagram and on all of our other platforms. And hey, we're doing a giveaway with any new free game that you want of your choice, you know what I'm saying, of this year. That could be it could be literally any game that we just listed this
Mm-hmm.
year.
Any
You know,
game.
so Black Ops 6, Black Myth Wukong, whatever game. You can if you want Star Wars Outlaws.
We'll get it for you. So you don't have to
if
spend your own money. So you don't have to spend your own money. If you
If
want to
you
try Cyberpunk 2077 now, because I know a lot of people that never went back to Cyberpunk. If you want to play what it is now, hit us up, do the giveaway, follow the instructions to the T. Because I'm the type of person to be like, he didn't do this one thing, he didn't do this one half a thing, and now you're completely out of the boat.
if you
So,
want to play Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League,
any
this
of
is your
if
chance to win.
matter of fact, we'll just give you a bad game bundle, and if you want to go through and play all the bad games that came out this year, and then tell us which one is your favorite bad game, we might even pay you to do it. Like, hey, do it. Like, so come in, check us out. Remember, we are
Okay.
located on Instagram at Village. That is VILLEAGE Esports. And then you can find us also on TikTok, same name. You can find our website at villagegaming.com where you can go ahead, sign up, subscribe, and knock out everything you got to do for this giveaway. And then
It's
right here on
easy.
YouTube,
It's
we are
easy.
at
I
Village
promise you.
E&E. Matter of
It's
fact, it's
easy.
we are so big now. There used to be a time when you couldn't Google us or put us in YouTube. If you put in Village or Village E&E, it send you somewhere else that wasn't even us. That
You
time
had to
has
find us
passed.
like
You
that.
you put us in the search bar, you are getting all of our content, you are getting all of our socials, you are getting all of our locations, and we just released our merchandise. So now
Yes.
there is Village official merchandise. If you are a big fan of Village, if you like what we do, go ahead and put on that merchandise. Like I said, we are at all your big conventions. We just
Yeah.
came from Afrotech. We got tickets to DreamCon. We are everywhere. This is Village. So
And
hey,
soon to be everywhere.
soon to be everywhere.
Everywhere.
Stay tuned, lock in, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Like, subscribe, and leave a
Leave a
comment.
comment.
All right. You all take it easy. I'm Tay. This is Loss. Have a good day.
Peace out.